What's up, YouTube? This is Choke for Smoke. This is my second video. We are flying through these videos now. This is, as you can see, this is a Glock model 22 40 caliber. I purchased it used as a police trade-in. I paid $350 for it, which I think was a decent buy. $375 with tax. And I got 3 high cap mags, the original case, and everything else. It does have True Dot night sights. They used about a $100 option there. And I purchased one other little thing for it since I got it, other than the 3.5 pound connector and the extended slide stop release, which ran about 30 bucks. Pretty expensive for no more than you get, but I don't like the slide stop release that Glock gives you. So anyway, I bought this Lone Wolf Distributing 9mm conversion barrel. I'll show you how it works. You basically just swap the barrel and swap the mags. Now, I bought these Korean mags. Got several of them here. I bought 3. Paid $28 for all 3 of them. Anyway, they're pretty decent mags. You know, they're real similar to the Glock and look and everything else. And the quality is pretty good. I've had a lot of trouble with the springs in them, though. They're very, very stiff. So I think once they get broke in, they should be okay. But I had a lot of failure to feeds the first time I took them out. And a couple of the mags, I couldn't even get all 17 rounds in. I can only get like 12 in some of them. I had to basically smash them against the table, pushing on them like that, to try to get the correct number of rounds in there to get them smashed down. So I think once they get broke in, they should be better. But anyway, you know, 130 bucks is what I've got in the barrel and the mags. So that's pretty cheap, really. I guess we'll go through a little list here about the gun. I have this little 10 item list that I like to do. First, cost. Like I said, $350 plus tax. Ammo capacity. You know, 17 rounds in the 9mm mags, and I think the 40 ones are 15. So, you know, that's a lot of firepower. Fit and finish. Well, it's a Glock. I think you all know the fit and finish on a Glock is it's pretty good. You know, you don't generally have a whole lot of problems with them out of the box. You know, once in a while, I'm sure they put a limit out like everybody else does. The slide is wearing pretty heavily from carry use. Like I said, it was a police trade-in, so it does have a fair amount of wear on the slide, and on the other side here on the frame, you can't really see it, but it's chewed up quite a bit. So I put that Pachmeyer slip-on grip over it. It's Generation 3, new in 2008, I believe. So you know, it's 3 or 4 years old now. Reliability, it's a Glock. You know, it's been 100% reliable when I leave the 40 caliber barrel in it. It's a little bit, you know, looser tolerances than that Lone Wolf Distributing barrel. So I think, you know, like your 1911s, if you buy one that's really, really tight and really fit, you know, really close, you're going to notice a lot more problems with feeding and things like that until the gun gets broken in. And I think that's, you know, it's kind of the secret to a lot of the great firearms is the loose tolerances. You know, that makes things run a little bit smoother as far as functioning of the gun, but you do lose some accuracy. It's not a real accurate gun. It doesn't shoot bad, but an H&K or my SIGs that I've had, they'll outshoot it all day long. As far as carry goes, I don't carry this particular gun. I don't like the Glock safety system. Personally, I don't really consider this little thing on the trigger much of a safety. I did put the 3.5 pound connector in it too, so that's another good reason not to carry it. If you're going to carry one, go ahead and leave that original connector in there. And I think some cops actually put an 8 or 8.5 pound connector in there to give it a little more trigger pull. As far as that goes, a lot of people say, well, I don't carry the gun with a round in the chamber, which is, I don't know, condition 2, I think, something like that. I may be wrong, but to me that defeats the purpose of having a carry weapon if you're going to go ahead and not put a round in the chamber. It's just one more thing you're going to have to do if you have to go to your gun, so that's why I don't carry one. And that's why I'm not a real big fan of Glocks for that purpose. How does it feel? Well, again, not a huge fan of the Glock grip angle. I like more of a 1911 style, a little more upright. But it doesn't feel too bad in the hand, so you can't really knock it for that. I think I skipped over ease of use, but I think you guys all know Glocks take down really easy. They're really simple, so there's not a lot going on there. And as far as mine goes, I don't ever clean it. Maybe once a year I'll give it a good strip and cleaning, but other than that I really don't clean it because you just don't have to. I don't have any problems with it. That thing will run dirty all day long. People bury them in their front yards and dig them up and they shoot just fine. So you don't really have to get too into maintenance if you own a Glock. Bang for your buck. I paid $350, but a new one runs between $5 and $6. I'm gonna say that it's real good value for your money. It's really hard to beat a Glock at that price range. You can beat a Glock if you go a little higher, but not at $600. You're probably not going to beat one too easily, especially for a new gun. Maybe you might be able to get a little better used gun for that amount of money, but not a new one. Would I purchase? An overall rating. I'm going to go ahead and do the word I purchase again. Yes, I probably would at $350. I've never paid full price for a brand new Glock. I've always bought used ones. Because anymore they hold their value pretty well. You're going to pay in the $400 to $500 range for a used Glock. But I used to pick them up all the time for $350. And they were like new. This is probably the roughest one I've ever bought. But they have went up a little bit. So I would recommend picking a used Glock up for $400 or less because they're rated at 25,000 rounds and you can pick them up all day long. People that have shot a box of ammo through it or a couple boxes of ammo, it doesn't hurt it. Even 1,000 rounds, no big deal with one of these. Overall rating 1 to 10. Basically the only thing I can really mark it off for is accuracy and the safety system. I just don't like it. I don't like the trigger pull. I don't like anything about that whole safety system that they use. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Which is a pretty good score, but you can do a lot better on my system. Rarely ever will you see me give a 10 to any gun, because I can always find something I don't like about it. But, if you can score anywhere from a 7 to a 9, that is excellent. So I definitely recommend the gun if you can get a good buy on one.